it's time for some Hollywood news. Rebecca, what's going on out there?
We got some more B music.
Not the Bee Gees, I'm guessing?
No, the Beatles.
Oh, wow. All right. Who's saying what and where?
So I originally saw this as a little press fluff blurb on the wrap. Sadly, nobody had been credited for writing the blurb, and it kind of looked like a little AP Wire blurb just going, this is happening. So I went to Deadline, and I found the original article by Mike Fleming Jr.
Oh. What's his article about?
We're going to have 4 Beatles movies next year.
Oh, 4, not 1 and 4.
4.
Oh,
4 individual movies.
Wow. All right. Talk about this.
This is really cool to me because we have Sam Mendes as the director for all 4 of these movies.
Sam Mendes. That's funny.
Each movie is going to focus on a different Beatle.
Oh, do they have the casting? I mean, obviously we know who the Beatles are, but they're not playing themselves. But do we know who? Or
we don't have any word on the casting yet. This is just to get some hype and some buzz happening.
Oh. But 1 year, 4 movies.
1 year, 4 movies, 4 Beatles.
Do you know if the movies are going to be released in the theater or
yes, it's theatrical release.
Oh, okay. That's why I didn't know if it was that or if they're just like, oh, we're going to go straight to streaming. It's like, here we go, right? Wow.
It's funny you say something about the casting. I was reading a pop-up fluff article from Variety where they're like, who should we cast as the Beatles? Ooh. The best comment was Daniel Day-Lewis could portray the Beatles better than the Beatles.
Oh, wow. I love Daniel Day-Lewis, though.
I know. Phantom Thread.
Yeah, I know, right? Stop me. Out of retirement to do the Beatles movie.
I would pay money for that.
Okay, we're not making a ton over here, so I will give up my portion of Cocoon Cast. Oh, wait.
We've made no money.
Exactly. Do we have any questions from the box?
Do you think releasing all 4 movies in 1 year is a good thing, or do you think they'll be more successful if they spread it out?
I think it's smart for them to release it 4 in 1 year because it becomes kind of an event, and people get butts in seats for event movies like this.
I tend to agree in the respect that if it takes too long, it's not that people are going to lose interest in the Beatles. Hello. Everybody loves the Beatles. But I think that there's something about it where there is more buzz with the Beatles. If you put them all together and you're anticipating, if you stretch it out, I don't know, it kind of loses the momentum a little bit.
I think it's really tough because each of the Beatles are their own iconic legendary figure. If you threw any one of them individually in a different band, they'd overshadow the rest of the band. But you have 4 iconic rock superstars, kind of like another band we know and love.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I think it's fair to say that if I have one real contribution that I've made to Western civilization, it's that riff at the start of Big Bottom. It's iconic. It's and that's
what riff are you talking about?
Yeah, the iconic one.
Yeah, it's iconic, except you didn't come up with it.
What are you talking about?
David came up with that. He played it on guitar, and then you played it on bass.
No, not quite. No, historically, I think he's right. I think he did come up with that.
Then he played it on guitar, and then I learned it off of him.
That was me.
Yes.
That's what happened.
Yeah, but
that was him.
Fair enough. Yeah,
it's iconic.
No.
It may be the single most covered non-hit in the history of rock and roll.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's quite a distinction, isn't it?
It's a distinction without a difference.
Playing together at the best of their abilities, at the height of their talent.
Look how excited you are.
I'm not a huge Beatle.
And not even Daniel Day-Lewis, and you're like, woo!
I'm not a huge Beatle person.
Wow. How can you even be sitting in this space with me and say such things?
Well, there's a little bit of a dividing line.
Yeah, right. There is now.
But I'm excited because the Beatles are almost a locus point of music during the time period of which they were recording and producing new music.
Correct.
So in that way, you kind of get to see the culture through the eyes of the Beatles.
That I think is interesting too, right? Through the eyes of each individual, how do they see it? This could be interesting. Ooh. All right, I'll put that in the little shelf pocket. Thanks for watching this Cocoon Cast news clip. This clip was taken from our weekly show that is released on the weekend.
If you like this news clip, please click that like button. It really helps us out. And if you want to know when we release our shows, click the subscribe button. And please share it with your friends. If you enjoyed this news clip, you might click the link to watch the full weekend show. Or click the other link to watch one of our deep dive movie reviews.
Thanks for watching, and remember, movies are better
Better
together.
together.